This is the Sulfur Springs Group on the west-hand side of the Valles Caldera, and they're cold. At least here they're cold. There are hot springs nearby. There may be thermal springs in this group, but at least the water that I'm seeing here is tepid to cold. Some of this water is also probably not rising up here, coming down from this gulch off to my right. But there is water coming up, and not just that, there's also gas. And you can see bubbles rising up through the stream bed here in several places. And then if you look over to this side, you can see some flow coming up from underneath the stream bed. And you can see some white filamentous sulfur oxidizing bacteria. So what you can't get in the video is the smell. You can see the activity, clearly you can see the white bacteria, but you're not getting the sulfurous smell. It's not super strong here. There's some breeze and it's not a lot of effusion coming out, but if you get over the bubbles and you waft it up, you can smell the hydrogen sulfide. But I don't think it's just strictly hydrogen sulfide. Of course, in most of these situations, and whether it's volcanic or otherwise, thermal springs have hydrogen sulfide, but there's also other gases. There could be sulfur dioxide if we're in an active volcanic setting, which we kind of are. But depending upon what the surrounding geology is, you might have lots of other stuff in there. There's going to be noble gases, helium and other stuff. But what I'm picking up here, which I don't know, and I'll have to look up the geology of this, is I'm smelling something that's not just strictly hydrogen sulfide. To me, it smells a little bit like volatile organic compounds in there, like you might get from thermal-related gas that's rising up out of rocks that have petroleum associated with it, right? That's not saying that's what's happening here, but I know we're not very far from where we have Paleozoic and Mesozoic age rocks that were uplifted, distorted, broken, or otherwise as a result of the formation of this stratovolcano that blew up, right? So the degree to which this gas and thermal waters are associated with the volcanic setting versus them being gases evolved off of heated sedimentary rocks is unclear. We see that same thing in Yellowstone, where in the center of the caldera in Yellowstone you have geysers, hot springs, there's lots of hydrogen sulfide there, but that hydrogen sulfide is chemically related to volcanism. Whereas if you go further away, like at Mammoth Hot Springs, the sulfur there is more genetically related to hydrocarbons that are in the Madison limestone, which is on the flanks of the Yellowstone hotspot. So we could be seeing similar kind of activity here. And how we would tell that is we would look at the sulfur isotope composition, and we would also look at the other gas compositions and see if we could fingerprint that to a source that is sedimentary in origin versus a source that is volcanic in origin.